Hey guys, and welcome to the third episode of the All Things Yarn podcast. As you see, I have moved inside in this episode. It's starting to get really cold here in Norway, and there's also a lot of construction work going on outside. And you can hear my dog. She doesn't like me talking to other people, or as in this case, I'm talking to myself. And I'm sure she wants to come up and cuddle. But when I try to grab her, she just walks away. She doesn't. She wants to be picked up, but she doesn't want to be picked up. So yeah. In this episode, I have a lot of knitting to show you. There will be no specific order on the things because it's been, I think, exactly 2 months since I last recorded an episode, and I have knit so much in those 2 months. I was thinking like already after a week, after the last episode, oh, I have enough stuff knit in this week to film even a couple episodes. So I'm gonna try and keep it quick, but not too quick, and I will try and show and explain a lot of the things that I did. So besides knitting, not a lot of stuff has been going on. I released a couple new patterns. I have been working a lot. I was really good. I pulled myself by the ears and started reading for my exam, which I always wait until the last minute, and it kind of is the last minute still, but I started earlier than I did on my last 2 exams, so it's progress. I probably should have started like a month earlier, but I didn't, so I'm just gonna take it, but I have now and try and be good and study. I should be studying today, but I spent entire Sunday on prepping orders and writing patterns and filming video tutorials for those patterns, so I was like, I need a day off. But then that day off got boring. I was like, I haven't filmed the podcast episode in 2 months, so I was like, well, I'm just gonna do it today. So I have some finished objects. The first is this tube shawl or scarf that has the poms on the end, the really pretty poms. And these are actually from eBay, but they're really nice. I love these poms. I think they were like $2 on eBay. And the scarf is just knit in a tube, and then you cinch both the ends closed and you attach the poms. These poms have snaps, so I can change the color of the poms. The only reason it has red poms on right now was for photography. And I don't think I love the feeling of this scarf, but I don't think this is gonna be for me. I think this is gonna be going up on my Facebook page for sale. Yeah, I used 3 skeins almost on this. I think I used 400 meters of Drops Air, which is an Aran weight yarn, and I did it on my Addy. So with the yarn that I used, I think it was 320 rounds 320 rounds on my Addy, on the big Addy for this scarf. So I'm really loving it. It's so soft, and I kind of want to keep it for myself just because it's soft, but I don't think this style is my style. But I think it's really cute, so I might try and see if I can add this to my store, or to my Facebook page, like for selling online. So yeah, that's the first thing. Then yesterday I had an insane day of weaving in ends on things that have been lying. I'm going to show you. Let me lie in that thing. That is a desk my boyfriend, I can't point on the camera. That is a desk that my boyfriend picked up from his parents' place when they were moving. It's his old desk from when he was a kid. And immediately when that got in our house, I was like, I'm gonna use it to keep my yarn. So as I've been finishing projects, I have just been, come. I have just been like putting them there, waiting to do the weaving in ends part at a later point. But yesterday I was like, fuck it, I need to I need to get it done. I need to weave in all the ends on this stuff. So the first thing I wove in the ends on is this hat. I'm gonna see if I can move you a bit closer. It's this hat. This is actually a pattern I was planning on releasing. I was like, it's so simple. It's just a really plain hat, but it does involve helix knitting, so there is no like jogs, even though I'm knitting with 3 colors and just 1 row of each color. So that is that. I really love this hat. But this is probably going in the sales basket at my next craft fair. You can see this pile is gonna get really big. Then I finished another headband with the reflex yarn. Just really simple. And if you buy something from me, you will most likely literally get a piece of me because my hair is everywhere. I try and pull it out of everything that I sell, but I find it in the stuff all the time. And then another Pest beanie. The Pest beanie you can find in my Ravelry and in my Etsy, and if you're from Norway you can also find it on Strikkoteket. This one is a bit weird because I ran out of yarn and I had like a couple more decrease rounds left, but I didn't have any more yarn, so I was like, I just gotta finish at the top, cinch it close. That's why it's a bit light, but it still looks fine on its own. I think this is also gonna be like in the sale basket because it's slightly off in the top. Then it's starting to get fall, and a lot of people on the social media have been showing like crazy pumpkins. I have an Addy, and most people that I see are making their pumpkins on their Addy, but I don't like the way they look on the Addy. At least not the way they look on the Addy with the yarn that I use. I tried different types of yarn, but you see the stuffing quite clearly through, and I was stupid enough to use stuffing on this large pumpkin that is actually going through the cracks. So that sucks. But yeah. So I made some pumpkins. This is made on the large Addy. But then, since my dog. I'll be right back. Yeah, but then, since I didn't like that the stuffing was showing through, I tried 2 months ago, because I knew the pumpkin craze was coming, because it was in the knitting machine groups last year. I tried to make a hand knit pattern for the pumpkin. But when I tried to make the hand knit pattern, I thought I needed to use like Aran yarn and 3.5mm needles. So they turned out really stiff and disgusting. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna give up. I can't be bothered with this. But then, as I just saw more and more people making pumpkins, I was like, I need some pumpkins in my life. And I need to just get my shit together and figure out the knitting needles and stuff. So I did. I made so far 3 hand knit pumpkins that I'm happy with. I have a couple more that I'm not happy with, but 3 hand knit pumpkins that I'm happy with. This is the small size in my pattern. This is the large size, and I also have a small one in orange. And I do have a video tutorial. If you buy the pattern, there's also a video tutorial on my site on how to do this. But you can use a lot of different things for stems. On these ones, I'm just using a cinnamon stick that I tied some ribbon around. What I would do is I would glue in the center here and stick it in so that it gets like it's actually stuck on the pumpkin, because right now I can take it out. But I really, really love the look of these pumpkins. I'm not sure if I want to keep them for myself or if I want to try and sell them. I think people are gonna love them and buy them, but I'm not sure if it's worth it, like when it comes to shipping, because shipping of these I think is gonna be quite expensive. And even though I love making them, it does take some time to knit this tube and then do everything that needs to be done to it for it to look like a pumpkin. But that is something I'm considering, because I really do like the look of pumpkins, and I think other people are gonna like it too. You can see my baby hair. Yeah. So I have 2 more. This is made on the small addy. With the velvet yarn, it actually doesn't poke through like the filling. So with the velvet yarn, I think it looks fine. But velvet yarn is quite expensive in Norway. It's like $6 for 50 grams. So it's quite expensive. I wouldn't be able to actually make a profit on selling pumpkins for that price. And another small orange one. Yeah. So these I'm either going to keep for myself, or I'm just going to use it as decorations on my craft fair booth. Oh, there isn't craft fairs now, but I'm going to stand at my local mall a couple of days. And I might just use them as decoration, and if someone asks and wants to buy them, even though you can slightly see the filling through, like I'll give them a discount and they can get them. Because I don't need 50 pumpkins myself, but I love making them. Especially the hand knit ones, because they're just like knit in a circle and then you do all the stuff after, so you could literally sit, watch TV for a night and have like 3 tubes done and then do the rest of it later. So as a part of my huge pile of almost finished items that was over there, I also have a lot of these kitchen towels, knit kitchen towels, lying there, almost done, because I hate weaving in ends, and these ones have quite a bit of ends. So I finished one with a button and everything, and it has like, you can, and you hang it over your oven or something, and then you push the button back on. Yeah. So this is knit using worsted or Aran weight cotton held double, and you are decreasing in the center here. You cast on a lot of stitches, then you decrease every other round 2 stitches along the center. So that is that, and so many more of these, so close to being finished. I'm literally like up here on them. I'm like knitting the flap and then weaving in ends. That's all I have left. And then I finished an orange one. I haven't woven in the last end because I'm not sure if I like the way the top looks on this, the decreases. I might have to redo that. And I couldn't find a button that was big enough in a color that I think matches this orange color. So I'm gonna have to find that, but I'm really loving these. I probably won't make these for markets, but I think they make great gifts because the yarn is quite expensive and they do take a lot of time to make. But I know my mom and my grandma really loves them. So I'm thinking this one maybe for my mom. And my grandma loves orange and red and yellow, so I'm thinking this one as a Christmas gift for her. You can see the pile, it's growing. Then I have my obsession with bubbles, as you saw in the last video, is not over. It's just getting worse. So I finished 2 more bubble cowls. I also finished a hat and another blue cowl, but those are already packaged and ready to ship to its new owner. So I finished 2 more, and I'm loving this. I released a pattern for the hat. The hat wasn't released when I talked to you last. I released a pattern for the hat last month, August 27th, and it's now September 28th. I released the pattern and everyone went crazy. I have had so many sales on that pattern. It's a super simple pattern, but everyone is loving the bubbles, myself included. So now I'm working on a pattern for a pillow like this. I'm struggling selling interior patterns. I have one more interior pattern that I released. I am struggling selling interior patterns, and I'm not sure if it's because people would rather knit hats and scarves, or if it's my style of interior patterns. Like this one, I released a Norwegian version on Saturday, the English version on Sunday, and I only have 1 sale on this. But I think it's adorable, and it has a video tutorial. So I was kind of expecting a few more sales, but I didn't. that it might come. It's still a month left of until like Halloween. Another pattern that I released is these heart oven mitts. They are knit with Aran or thick worsted yarn held double. And there is a heart in the center, and there is like a small thing that you can hang it up on. These two are like, I was trying to figure out the pattern. So I have one in blue because the other one in blue failed. And I have one in red because I didn't have enough yarn to make another one in red. But together they are a pair, almost the same size. So yeah. These didn't sell either, like the pattern. I think I have 7 sales on this pattern. This was released almost 2 months ago. Oh, almost 2 months ago. One thing I did find with this were that 4 days after I released the pattern for this, someone else released the exact same pattern and promoted it in the exact same Facebook groups as me, in the exact same yarn as my tester call for these were. So on that side, I'm pretty sure that really harmed my sales on this. And she priced hers 50 cents under mine. I charged mine at $4. I think she did $3.50. So yeah, we obviously have a different audience and a different style, but I really get bummed when people do that so obvious. I get that people can have the same or similar ideas, but the fact that someone had the same idea 4 days after me in the same yarn, the heart is the same, the frame is the same, like the stitch count, everything is the same. It's like, could you at least try and hide that you're doing it? Yeah, I just get really bummed because she even posted it in all the same Facebook groups as I was promoting mine when I was doing the tester call and when I published the pattern. So I know people are gonna do that, and I try not to think about it, but I really think that damaged the sale on this. But I'm gonna keep working. I'm gonna design something amazing that no one can copy that fast. And yeah, I was debating, should I send this person a message? What should I do? But I realized no matter how I do it, if I'm gonna contact this person, I am most likely gonna look like just a jealous, angry person. And that is not something I want for my brand. I don't want to be considered that way, like going after other knitters. So I decided to take the high road and not contact her, even though it really bothers me, because it's so clear that her pattern is an exact copy of mine. She even posted it on this Norwegian portal that we have for patterns, and on that site it gets posted probably on average 1 pattern a week, no, 1 pattern a day. There was exactly 3 patterns between our patterns, so she could see that my pattern was also there. Yeah, but I decided to take the high road and not contact her. I did let off some steam in a Facebook group for designers, just to get my head clear. But yeah, I'm loving these. And I'm gonna make tons of these for Christmas gifts. And I probably, when I bring these to craft fairs, I probably will have a lot of people asking like, oh, where can I get the pattern? And I'll get some pattern sales that way. And even though I'm not getting pattern stamps, this is a pattern I really enjoyed making and that I am gonna really enjoy gifting. So yeah, I'm loving that. Then I worked on another design, but this one I can't really figure out. I did the tester call and I probably have more testers than I need, but this was supposed to be size Victoria, which is size ridiculously large. But it is so tiny. I think it's because of the stitches. I did my normal amount of stitches in this yarn, and then I added 8 stitches. And this is our Aran yarn, so 8 stitches is quite a bit. And I can't even get it like halfway on my head. So I did the same thing. I added 16 stitches. I can get that on, but it's quite tight. So I don't know. I'm gonna figure this out. I kind of feel like this is like the Simply Braided beanie, where I was struggling for quite a bit, figuring out stitch count and the braid and everything. But when I figure it out and figure out how to explain it, I'm gonna be a better designer. So I have to figure it out, because it's a learning curve and I need to learn it. And my plan with this pattern, because it's quite simple actually, my plan is to also do it in a bulky yarn, which is this, and also in DK. So you can have a lot of different options for how you are gonna do this. Then another thing that has been on the Weaving Ends Island for quite some time is this headband. It's just a really simple, really pretty headband. There is a pattern in the region for this that is for sale, but I found, if you Google twist headband, there is also a English pattern. No, not twist. Moss stitch headband. There is an English pattern that was released before this, so if you search for that, you can find this exact pattern for free, just to let you know. And I was gonna make a lot of these for craft fairs, but then I realized they take too much time. They do take a lot of time to make one of these, because it's knit with DK yarn. So I'm not gonna make these for craft fairs anymore, but I am gonna sell the ones that I have for full price, like what I was charging last year for them, because they did sell at that price. $20 for this one and $17.18 for the children's size. So I am gonna finish the ones that I already started and put them in my craft fair or gift them. I'm thinking about wanting to gift quite a bit of items to not local charities, but like people who do, I don't know what, like a lottery. They do a lottery, and they have different prizes, and the proceeds goes to a good cause. I really want to start donating more to those kinds of things. There hasn't been a lot of those since March because of Corona, but when it starts going back up again, I want to start donating more to that, especially to the elder center where I work. Where I used to work, and my grandma was also a patient there. I want to donate more to that, because I know how much the money that they get in means for the elder and sick people that lives there. For example, they would hire a band to play, and they would have like a dance night. I volunteered when we actually went to a circus. We took a bus full of people in wheelchairs and everything to a circus, and it was really joyful to them, but it costs money for a handicap bus and all that stuff. So there's also an old lady. She has her husband in this place, and she is really, really a caring and giving person. Yeah. So I want to help her. She's one of the ones that are like doing this and raising the money for that. So I told her in December, like, the next time you do anything, will you please contact me? And then she had started to plan something, but Corona hit. But I've talked to her after, and she still says she's gonna contact me when she does something. So I will give her plenty of headbands and stuff for prices. So yeah. And if you are doing a handmade business, whether there is pattern or finished items or like yarn and poms and stuff, not only are you supporting a really good cause, the items that I'm gonna donate, I might not even donate, even though it is like through my business. I might just donate them in my own name. But you could donate them through your business name, and it will also be a great chance for you to show people what you're doing and what you're making. So that is a good idea. And then, and this is gonna make sound, I'm sorry. Then Ashley of A Crafty Concept released a pattern for some machine knit bows. They are super cute. They take literally 5 minutes. I think she calls them the 4-minute bows. But I used so long on getting them on the alligator clips. It takes me probably 5 minutes. But they're super cute. And I have them wrapped in these plastic things because they are ready for craft fairs, the ones that I made now. I have the small tubes made for a ton more, but I haven't attached the alligator clips. I went out and got a glue gun, like a hot glue gun, yesterday, and I'm going to use the glue gun to make sure that the yarn in the back is really tight on the alligator clip on this before I attach the rest. But I have 8 or 10 more bows already made, and I'm gonna make some more with the scraps of the future products because I have so many scraps, and this is a really quick and great way to use up my scraps on. And I think even if they don't sell, I'm not sure if they're gonna sell. I tried selling them on Facebook, but I haven't had any sales on these yet. But then again, I have a lot of other things that I'm trying to sell on Facebook, like knit things that aren't selling on Facebook at all. But when I get to the craft fairs, people are like grabbing them off my tables really fast. So if they don't sell, I will just, I'm thinking like $5 each. If they don't sell, I will just add one to the larger orders or the larger buys that contains small girls items. Sorry. Let's say if someone buys a hat and a cowl for a little girl, that is a decent sized order. I will just add one of these in. Or if someone, I have had so many sales for the twist headbands this past 2 weeks. If someone buys a lot of twist headbands, I know someone, I have an order for five pink ones and 5 green ones for children. I might add a couple of these in for free because that is quite a large order. And if they want pink children's headbands, they probably are giving them to some young girls. It might be for young boys as well, but probably for young girls. So I'm gonna add a couple of these in that order, I think, as a little appreciation gift, because I really do appreciate everyone who orders from me, whether that is finished item or if it's my pattern. It really means the world, because you are helping me towards not only my goal of doing something I love and having the opportunity to spend a lot of time on it, but also the money is helping me towards buying an apartment next year when I start med school. Med school is quite long, it's 6 years, and I don't want to have to rent for 6 years, because the rent for like a really small room, a really small room, like you can fit a couch, no, you can't fit a couch, you can fit a bed and a desk, like that is $500-600 a month with like shared bathroom and living room and kitchen. So I would rather buy and pay on my own loan than rent for 6 years, and maybe even rent out the room if possible. So, and even if that doesn't work out, getting my business, I'm taking this year trying to get my business up and running while also studying for some exams. It's gonna help me because the scholarships are, or it's not scholarships in Norway, it's student loans, but they are so small. I think it's like $800 a month you can get, but then that's when you have max loan and max everything. $800 for food and roof over your head and bus and school supplies and clothes and unexpected bills. That's not a lot. So even if I have to rent, getting my business up and running this year is going to really help me next year. And no, I'm not doing the designing and knitting to make money, but I'm doing something that I love and then make money of it, instead of I could have also worked 2 jobs. But instead I have one job 100% and I earn a little bit extra on the side while doing something that I love. So that is really great, I think. Then I started, this has been on almost finished island for so long. I started this right after the last episode we did. I maybe even showed it to you, I don't know. I don't remember. This is another simply braided beanie. But I haven't gotten to the braids yet. So I am gonna try and knit this finished in a couple of days. Because I don't want my knitting needles to be in all my projects. I want them to be ready for new projects. But I have 99% of my knitting needles are in old projects. So I need to finish something. Yeah. So that is that. And I'm sorry, you can probably hear the chair squeaking. Yeah. Let's not. Another thing I wanted to share with you, if you are, this is probably more like if you are a designer, I am doing craft fairs. And I also have quite a bit of elder people contact me and be like, hey, I really like your pattern, but I don't have a printer and I'm not really good with the internet. Can I please buy your pattern? I would be like, yeah, I can email it to you. Like, but I don't like reading it from the computer and I don't have a printer, so I'm sorry, I can't buy it now. A lot of people did that, so I decided to go out and buy some plastic sleeves and some high quality paper. I was like, I'm gonna print it on a few. And I have 3 copies of the bubble beanie in Norwegian, and then I have one that is the bubble cowl and also the bubble beanie. And I think these are going to be great to offer at like craft fairs. I'm gonna bring like 5 copies of each pattern, maybe a few more of the bubble beanie, because that one has sold like shit. It's insane. This one is selling like yeah. It's not even quite winter yet, but still that pattern is really getting legs to walk on. So I think like this is a good idea to bring to craft fairs, because people are always asking, oh, what pattern is this? Or you can see them counting the stitches on your stuff. And I'll be like, well, you know, if you want the pattern, it's there for $4. If you don't want to have to try and think and figure out sizing and pattern, and like, I have it here. It's not that expensive. So that is something I'm working on. Then, I know you're probably tired of seeing this, but I'm just gonna show it really, really, really quickly. I finished 5 of the children's twist headbands. And I made 5 tubes for the adult. I did make a lot more twist headbands, but they're already shipped and out. So these are just some of the tubes that I made for the next batch of headbands that I'm gonna make. I try and make the tubes when the dog isn't home, because the machine does make some sound, and when I'm sitting where I'm sitting now, I'm really surprised she went and actually lay down on her spot instead of trying to come up to me now. When she's home, she wants to sit on my lap, and I can't use the machine when she's sitting on my lap, so I'm just gonna I made the tubes and I'm gonna sew them together when she is at home sitting on my lap or something. So that is that. I have more. I don't know where everything went. The Anchors summer blouse that you saw in the last episode is pretty close to finished. I decided to do long sleeves, but when I did the long sleeves, according to pattern, they are so tiny I can't even get half my arm in it. So I might have to undo the sleeves and just make it a t-shirt, or like not decrease until I get my elbow. I don't know. I don't know about that, but we will see. Then I ordered, and this is holy moly, macaroni. I have been wanting to make myself a sweater, a winter sweater for a long time that isn't just the no-frill sweater, that isn't just like knitting. I wanted something more. So I've been eyeing this pattern for a while. It's called the Netty sweater. I think the pattern is only in Norwegian, so I'm really sorry. Here are the sleeves. You can see that gorgeous detail. And here is the sweater. I'm really excited about this. It is gorgeous sleeves and yeah, but I ran out of yarn. So I ordered some more yarn a week and a half ago, but it hasn't arrived yet. You can see how close I am to being finished with this. There's just like 10 centimeters left of decreases. And then it's done. But I ran out of yarn, so yeah. And I'm really loving the detail on the arm. I might do... This has inspired me to do designs with holes. I was too scared to try and knit holes before this sweater, but it's quite easy, so I'm maybe gonna try and make a hat with some holes. I don't know. It's getting winter and I'm loving designing, so I might do that. This sweater is knit on 9mm needles, and it is, I don't know what the yarn is, super bulky? Maybe, but it's kind of like fuzzy. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's so soft. I could cuddle this yarn all day. Yeah, so I don't know what I want to do with it. It's really, really pretty. I'm gonna wear this. The problem now I have is I wish I had... I'm loving my job, so don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But I kind of wish I had a job where you would need to dress up, or not need to dress up, but where it's like more dress up job. Like wearing this in winter with some high-waisted black jeans, for example. And I could dress up at my job, but I don't think this is appropriate dress up for my job in the health sector. So I don't do anything other than work and stay at home right now because it's Corona. So when am I gonna wear this sweater? I don't know, maybe to the store, but wearing it for an hour when I want to wear it all the time because it's so pretty, I don't know. I'll have to figure something out. We're actually going out. It's my birthday on Thursday, I think it's on Thursday, and we are going out. I go to work on Wednesday, it's my birthday on Thursday, and then I'm not out of work until Thursday next week, the week after, so I'm at work for 8 days. And when I get off work in 8 days, we are gonna go out and eat probably kebab because I love the kebab they have downtown here. We might go there and eat kebab, and then I want to dress up, so maybe I don't dress up in a dress, maybe I do high-waisted jeans in this, so at least it gets some love if the yarn gets here, so I can finish this on Thursday when I get off work before we go to eat dinner. So yeah, that is that. I have some good news to share regarding a sweater that I showed you last time, that I said if I show it to you now I have to finish it, and I didn't finish it, but I started, and my goal was to finish it, but at some point the knitting needle just snapped. So I was sitting there with an unusable knitting needle, and I really had motivation to finish it that day. What is left is probably, I need 2 days to finish, but I really had the motivation to just knit on that all day that day. But the knitting needle snapped and it was a Sunday. So Monday came, I got some new knitting needles and I put it in a bag, but I don't know where that bag is. So I don't know. I don't know where it is. I will find it and I'm gonna finish it, and I'll probably have it done for the next episode. And now I'm not sure if the next episode is gonna be in a month, or if it's gonna be in 2 weeks, or if it's gonna be in 2 months, because I have my exam. But I'm hoping to see you guys kind of soon, and it's also gonna depend on my knitting about when we see each other next time. Yeah, so you will see that sweater next time we talk. And then I'm so all over the place. I forgot how to talk to the camera. I forgot how to talk to myself. I haven't practiced the talk to myself part in quite a while, which you shouldn't be practicing talking to yourself, but I am. Last episode I showed you a blanket that I had just cast on. But that yarn, it was so nasty to work with. And I had seen this yarn in the local yarn store a couple of days before. But when I saw it, I was like, do I need it? No. Do I need a blanket quantity of yarn? No, I have too much yarn. But I kept thinking about the yarn and I decided to go back. And I got a blanket quantity of yarn. And this is a huge blanket. Like, see, and then it's huge, and that was the short side of it. The long side is in the camera twice. And this, I was so motivated. I just put the other blanket to the side because I didn't like knitting with it. I hated it. I was like, I'm not gonna spend my energy and time on something that I hate making. Even though I paid for the yarn, I really hate it. I'm just gonna try and sell the yarn instead. I know a lot of people love it, but it wasn't for me. So I instead knit this blanket, self-striping yarn, 5.5mm needles. I showed the yarn to you in last episode, but I hadn't started the blanket yet. So I knit this in a week. And you can tell, I was doing a lot of knitting. I was sacrificing sleep. I was sacrificing food. I was sacrificing everything to get this blanket done. So now my mom says she wants this. She loves the colors, but I love it. It's my baby. I might have to order some more of this yarn and knit her one. And now she's like, it only took you a week. You can make for the entire family. Yeah, but it took me a week of sacrificing shower, sleep, food to knit this. So, yeah. So that is my blanket. I'm loving it. My dog isn't too fan of it because she will get her claws, her nails. I don't know what it's called on dogs. But she will get those stuck in the stitches. So she doesn't really like this blanket, but I do. So she just has to live with it. I was gonna say that was all, but I have something lying on the table here. Someone ordered 3 pairs of the heart mittens, and I have finished 1 pair. I had 1 pair already made I can't talk today, I'm sorry, in advance, and now I'm working on the last pair of those mittens. So, yay! These are knit on 6mm. I think that is US 10. With some Aran or bulky yarn, 100% wool. These are gonna be felted and put in the washer to felt. And yeah. So that is that. And then, and I said I was gonna try and keep this episode short, and I think I'm doing a decent job. It's only 45 minutes and I just have, well, I have a lot of more things I could show you. There are some more knitted items lying here and there in my house and works in progress, but they're quite similar to what you already have seen, so I was like, no, I don't need to show you everything. But I did buy yarn. I did buy a shitload of yarn. There's so much yarn on the way over to me right now. And I'm sorry about the chair. I know you can hear it. It's like one of these really old leather chairs. That leather chairs that we got from my boyfriend's parents because they were moving and they were just gonna temporarily have their chairs here. But then they decided that a new apartment, like brand spanking new apartment, needed new chairs. They didn't want to use the old chairs. And I totally get it, their new chairs are gorgeous. So then we got 2 new chairs. And now they decided they needed a new couch. So we are getting a new couch. So we are inheriting their old couch. And then our sofa table is ridiculously huge. And they decided they needed a new sofa table when they're getting a new sofa. So we're inheriting that as well. And it's quite economical for us. Yeah. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors of mohair yarn. And I'm loving the burgundy is falling behind. I'm loving the color combo. I'm kind of wishing this wasn't as bright pink, but I think I will be able to live with it. This is a yarn from Hobby. It's called Diablo. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's called Diablo. And my plan with this yarn is to make a cardigan that is called the sorbet cardigan. It's really, really pretty. If I can figure out editing, I might put a picture here. If not, you can search it up on Facebook or on Google, and I'm sure you will find some really great pictures of the sorbet cardigan. My colors are chosen based on a picture I saw in a knitting group on Facebook by someone else's cardigan. I have wanted to knit this cardigan for so long, but just the fact that there's 5 to 6 colors on it has really scared me, and I was like so wrong of choosing the wrong colors. There were cardigans that I kind of liked, but not really. And then I saw this one picture of a finished cardigan. I was like, oh my god, I need that in those colors now. So I was struggling quite some time to find the yarn. The original yarn for the cardigan, it costs, I want to say closer to $150, if not more. And that is not an amount that I was willing to spend on a cardigan, just for the yarn, in case I don't actually like the finished project. So I'm going to start with that, and if I really like this cardigan, I might splurge on the real yarn, on the yarn that is in the pattern. This yarn in total for all of the skeins, there's 2 skeins of each color that I showed you, so it's 12 skeins. That was $40. So if I don't like it, $40, it's not a lot, but if I don't like it, it's $150, $60, and that's a bit bad, a bit worse. So I just wanted to thank you all for viewing. I had a giveaway in the last episode. I will contact the winner. There was only like 3 people commenting, and I have chosen the winner by like random. I think I did number 1, 2, and 3 and a random number generator. I did a random number generator, but I think it was just 3 comments. So I have chosen the winner. I don't remember her name, but I will contact you, and I hope you all have a great knitting fall. It's getting dark and cold outside, so it's lovely to sit inside and just knit. I know I will be doing a lot more of sitting inside knitting with good conscience. In the summer, I still knit a lot, but I was like, I should be outside enjoying the weather. Or I could go outside, but I would still sit and knit. I was like, I should be doing something else. I should enjoy the weather. I shouldn't be sitting here knitting all day. But yeah. So that was all for this episode. I kept it under an hour. I'm really pleased. I hope you enjoyed. And if you make anything from my designs, or if you made anything like inspired by anything you saw, even if it was like the sweater, or the blanket, please tag me on Instagram. You'll find my name in the box below. Please tag me on Instagram so that I can see what you made, because I really enjoy seeing what you guys make. It really, seeing what other people make is what inspires me to, for example, make this cardigan in these colors, or twist headband. I saw that on a Taylor Lynn video a while ago, and then I saw someone else close it a little bit differently, so that's how I was inspired to make those. So yeah, tag me if you make anything inspired by or following a pattern in this video, and I hope you have a great knit day. See you in a bit.